Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. It really does help with the algorithm. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $3.11, trading within a range of 301 to 314, basically running flat on the day. But this is some of the lowest volume that I have seen in the last month or so. Probably continue to trade sideways, in my opinion. I don't see no volume coming into where it's going to push the prices up after that big crash that happened. So we'll see where we go from here. And I want you guys to keep this in mind. Think about this. I've never heard Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Anna Kalong, Chris Larson, or anyone else at Ripple tell us to buy XRP. It's funny, don't you think, that Michael Saylor spends a lot of his time telling everyone to buy Bitcoin. If you have to tell people to buy something, then in my opinion, it's got issues. Now you know what time it is. It's time to go down that old rabbit hole. For over 200 years, the Rothschild banking dynasty has controlled war funding, commodity pricing, and sovereign debt. They set gold prices, they financed empires, they owned the rails of global trade. Now, a neutral bridge asset, XRP, is threatening to rip that control right out of their hands. Let's connect the dots and see where this goes. The Rothschild's playbook built the first multinational banking empire in Europe, financed both sides of the war, Napoleonic, Crimean, and World War I debts. Bought the Suez Canal from Britain in 1875, securing one of the world's most strategic choke points in history. Control the debt, control the trade, control the trade, control the nations. Central bank strings. For decades, Rothschild's banks advised and financed the Bank of England and other central banks, deciding who got bailed out and who got crushed. If you wanted sovereign debt restructured, you paid their price in policy concessions. XRP breaks this chain. Instant cross-border settlement, no central bank chokehold. Gold and commodity control. From 1919 to 2015, Rothschilds literally set the world gold price daily in London. They've had deep stakes in oil, copper, and mining for over a century. The raw levers of industrial and monetary power. XRP doesn't just bypass them and makes their slow, manipulated settlement system obsolete. Modern influence. Today, Rothschild and Company manages 100 billion plus, advising ultra-wealthy dynasties, royals, and oligarchs. They're in M&A, sovereign debt, and corporate privatizations, including post-USSR Russian assets. Ripple's vision, open, instant settlement that doesn't require a Rothschild-blessed intermediary. While the old guard fears XRP, it decentralizes control of cross-border money flows. It strips away time advantage. No more week-long settlement windows to manipulate markets. It creates liquidity corridors where they can't set the terms. The very rails they've owned for 200 years are bypassed within seconds. This is a U.S. power move. Ripple technology is homegrown. If deployed strategically, XRP keeps USD liquidity dominant without Rothschild mediation. It's not about faster payment. It's about taking back control from centuries-old European banking dynasties. The transition is happening quietly. While most watch Bitcoin headlines, banks and CBDC pilots are wiring their corridors into XRP infrastructure. The lawsuit was the delay. The infrastructure is ready. The post-Rothschild rails are almost live. My final thought, the same families who controlled gold, war, and debt for centuries are watching their grip slip. XRP isn't just a token. It's a financial guillotine for an empire that has been untouchable since Napoleon. And for the first time, we're holding the blade. Like I've said many times before, retail was able to front run this industry. Nothing like this has ever happened before. And this is David Schwartz talking about the hub he had just set up. I have my first bit of weird data from the hub. I'm tracking peer round trip latency. The spike starts about 1:59 a.m. PDT. The thing that puzzles me about it is that if it was an issue caused by the hub itself, you would expect roughly consistent latency increases for all connections. Maybe it was an issue with the hub's network connectivity. I only have one day of good instrumentation, so I don't know if this is a fluke, an event that will repeat every day at the same time, or something that will happen randomly. And we all know SWIFT is upgrading, but they still need XRP to finish the job. SWIFT is making payments faster with blockchain tech, but without XRP, trillions in liquidity will stay trapped. Here's why the future isn't SWIFT or XRP, it's SWIFT and XRP. And it's all about liquidity, my friends. All about liquidity. And I'll tell you right now, the only reason SWIFT is leveling up is because they'll get left behind if they don't. They're attacking Nostro account inefficiency with DLT Nostro reconciliation, live liquidity tracking, GPI payments, end-to-end tracking, plus faster transfers. Big upgrade for speed and visibility. But banks still have to pre-fund accounts. The limits of SWIFT. SWIFT is a messenger, not a mover. It tells you where the money is and how fast it's moving, but it doesn't settle value instantly. It's very slow and ineffective and unreliable. XRP, the missing piece. The XRP ledger doesn't just message, it settles. It's on-demand liquidity, ODL. Instant currency conversion, bridges CBDCs and stablecoins and fiat, kills the need for pre-funded Nostro accounts. Why this matters? Example, JP Morgan wants to send a euro stablecoin. Without XRP, weeks of setup and locked up liquidity. With XRP, JP coin, XRP, euro stablecoin in seconds. You see the picture? You see the rails that have been established and in place? David Schwartz called it. The XRP ledger isn't just another blockchain. It's the backbone for the future of payments. The backbone equals the neutral settlement layer every network can plug into. The global payment tech stack. SWIFT, GPI, DLT, smart messaging. Bank stablecoins, CBDCs, value representation. XRP ledger plus ODL, instant settlement, universal liquidity. The takeaway, SWIFT can make Nostro smarter, but XRP can make them unnecessary. The future is SWIFT plus XRP equals instant, interoperable, capital efficient money movement. Now the question is, if SWIFT plus XRP becomes a reality, do we witness the end of the old banking system as we know it? What are your XRP price targets then? Comment down below and tell me what you guys think. The next time you hear those Bitcoin maxis or those ETH gators or those chain linkers want to talk crap and say no big players use XRP, remember this post. Here's a short peek. BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Goldman, Citi, HSBC, Santander, MasterCard, Visa, NASDAQ, ASX, 100 plus global ODL partners, the BIS, WEF, SWIFT, IMF, World Bank, Fed, Bank of England, RBI, SAMA, MOS, DIFC, and BRICS. Not hype, not theory. XRP is the rails of modern finance. And Fox Business says trillions of dollars in assets are coming into crypto. The next bull run will be life-changing for XRP holders.
Trillions of dollars in assets under management, and registered reps all over the country, financial advisors can now put people in Bitcoin. We knew it was going to make it go up. We knew the Trump administration was basically friendly to crypto. This was such an inevitable move. That's why it's gone higher now. That's probably why it's going to continue to go higher, because Bank of America, for example, the biggest bank, has not yet made that decision, and they are bound to.
Well, I'm telling you, friends, all this real-world asset tokenization boom that we're going to be moving into here soon, once utility kicks in and stuff is really rolling, oh my, you're going to see some fireworks. I know I gotta say it, friends. The institutions are here. Wellgistics files new payment XRP solution with the SEC to serve over 6,500 pharmacies. Keep on telling you, they're gonna on board. The SEC versus Ripple. The U.S. SEC has notified the Court of Appeals that both sides have agreed to a joint stipulation of dismissal for their appeals, awaiting final court approval, a major step toward closing this landmark case and finally getting it over and done with. It seems like they just drag it out for everything. Now you're just trying to, I guess, make sure the red tape's taken care of. I'm not sure, but you might have missed this. And this is exactly why the JP Morgans, the big institutions, the BlackRock, I believe, the Citibanks, the Goldman Sachs. This is why they fought Ripple and XRP so hard. I believe that too was putting Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, on the warpath for crypto. And Gary Gensler was put in there because Pocahontas wanted him in there. And what happened? The next 4 years, they fought for their lives. The World Bank literally exposed the problem. Ripple already built the solution. This is exactly why they could not get rid of Ripple and XRP. Legacy remittance costs up 13%. Stablecoin rails cut that by 92%. You cannot compete. RLUSD on the XRP ledger makes this real. Legacy finance is cooked, and they know it. Are you getting this now? That's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.